Have you ever felt like your world was collapsing? A moment so dark you couldn't see a way out. A failure, a loss, or a betrayal that leaves you on your knees, asking the universe one agonizing question. Why? We are often told, everything happens for a reason. But in our darkest moments that phrase can feel empty, even cruel. How can there be a reason for this much pain? What if the moments that feel like the end are actually disguised beginnings? Today I want to share a simple story about a wise saint and a farmer who lost everything. This story might just change the way you see your own struggle. Stay with me because this could be the message you need to hear most right now. One day, deep in a forest, a young man came to meet a wise saint. The man's face was stained with tears. The saint asked him, "What has happened, my son?" The young man choked back a sob. Everything I had is gone. Robbers stole all my possessions. I have nothing left. Not even a way to get home. How can this be for the good? It is the worst thing that has ever happened to me. The saint sat with him for a moment, his gaze calm and kind. "Let me explain," he said, "by telling you a story." Once, the saint began, a terrible flood hit a small village. It washed away everything. A poor farmer and his family lost their home, their crops, and even the little store of grain they had saved. The farmer's son, seeing his father's despair, said calmly, "It's okay, father. Let it go. Whatever happened, happened for good." The farmer, blinded by grief and anger, shouted, "Foolish boy! Everything we had is gone. We have no food, no shelter. How can you say such things?" In his rage he yelled, "Go away. Leave me alone." Heartbroken, the boy left. As evening came, the farmer's anger faded, replaced by a wave of regret. But his son had not returned. Suddenly, a rescue boat arrived and saved the farmer and his wife. A villager on the boat said, "You scolded that boy for no reason." He was right. We were saved after all. But the farmer's heart was still heavy. "How is this good?" he said. "We still have no home, no food. What will we do now?" His wife, a woman of quiet strength, took his hand. "We may not have money," she said, "but we have our lives. We have each other. Do not lose hope. I will find work. We will manage somehow." The next day the farmer went to the city to find work. He looked everywhere but no one would hire him. He was filled with worry. How could he care for his wife? They lived in a tiny hut made of straw. One day, looking at his land, now just barren mud, he felt completely hopeless. "My son is gone," he wept. "I have lost everything. And people still say, whatever happens is for the best. How can this be good?" His wife consoled him. "Don't worry so much. Try again. Things will get better." The farmer agreed and went to search for work one more time. Again he found nothing. On the long walk back, defeated, he met another saint resting by the road. The saint asked him what was wrong. The farmer poured out his story, the flood, the loss, his son. The saint listened patiently and then said, "Exactly. That is why I am saying, what happened was good." The farmer was furious. "How can you say that? I am suffering. I have nothing. Even my son has left me." The saint replied calmly, "The answer to all your questions will come with time. Be patient. Don't worry." That night, the farmer sat in the quiet, thinking deeply about the saint's words. He wondered, could it possibly be true? A few days later, the farmer got a job at a rich merchant's house. The merchant was a kind man and paid him well. He even offered the farmer and his wife a small, sturdy house nearby to live in. Their life began to stabilize. One night there was a knock on their new door. When the farmer opened it, he was shocked. It was his son. "Father," the son said, "you moved. I searched everywhere for you." They embraced, tears of joy streaming down their faces. The son explained, "After I left that day, I went to the city to find work. I got a small job. Then I saved enough to start a little tea stall. Slowly I built a better life. I came back to find you." As his son spoke, the farmer finally understood. The flood, which seemed like the end, had forced them all onto new paths. The loss of his farm led him to a better job. The argument, which seemed so terrible, had pushed his son to find his own success. Life had a bigger plan, one that only time could reveal. The young man who had been listening intently said, "That is a great story, Holy One. But in my case, everything was simply stolen." "What good is in that?" The saint smiled. "Actually, while you were speaking, I found something in the forest, right on the path where you were robbed." He held out his hand. In his palm was a glowing, brilliant stone. The young man gasped. He recognized it as a philosopher's stone, a magical object said to turn iron into gold. He looked at the saint, his eyes wide with realization. If my things hadn't been stolen, I would never have left the main road. I would never have come into this forest. I would never have met you, and I would never have found this treasure. What did we learn from this story today? Life is a far bigger picture than we can see in a single moment. No matter how bad things seem, time changes everything. The pain you feel today will not last forever. Never make a permanent decision in a moment of temporary pain. And most importantly, trust the process. Even the worst situations, the ones that feel like an ending, are often just the universe clearing the path for something better. The flood you are in right now might just be washing you toward a shore you were always meant to find. If this story resonated with you, please like this video and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wisdom to help you on your journey. Tell me in the comments, have you ever had something bad happen that, looking back, turned out to be a blessing? Thank you for listening. Until next time, be patient with yourself. Your new beginning is coming.